Hey, hello, and welcome back to Sapali Showdown. I'm DJ Cole, and I'm back today for some commentating with Rene. That's
Hello.
basically returning after not seeing you last week. I missed you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Still a bit traumatized by my terrible results on Friday's Treasure Cup, but getting ready for Rome and ready for some really good games.
Yeah, you in Rome. I'm pretty sure.
hmm Yeah, we can get some predictions going on there. Speaking of not doing so well in the TC either, we do have On1 today, who is going to be rebranded temporarily to ONx5 due to his even worse than me uh, results on the Treasure Cup. And he's genuinely requested this. I didn't want to bash him, but I'm going to refer to him as ONx5 today. He and I were like the losers of the weekend in London, but we were super happy about the rest of the team doing so well, specifically Hevene, who managed to clutch at third place on the Treasure Cup. And yeah, like just making abs proud with Vegapunk. So let's see. Today's game, we're actually seeing on one on Purple Luffy. Um, and he's playing the Don Quixote engine, which is somewhat unexpected. But still quite decent against Blue Purple, the boogeyman of the format. What are you expecting of this game, Rene?
Yeah, I saw Purple Luffy being like the counter pick to Blue Purple Luffy in Asia, but not with the Don Quixote Pirates engine. So I'm excited to see how this is going now.
This is
And see.
kind of a pet version of on X5 that has been running it for a long time as the pet tech on the previous format, but never really brought it to a big finish or a big tournament. It's just been kind of his guilty pleasure. We're seeing Searcher into Sangoro, which is not a bad stat for him, and some run from Luffy as well. Okay, 6, 7. We are not going to see the Luffy leader ability quite yet from Sebi.
That's gonna take a while.
Well, just one more turn, right? I think. So we got 7 done up, so we're not that far. They're both running quite quickly.
Well, he needs two more turns then.
Does
Needs
he?
to be on 10. Yeah.
Oh, is it not on
With
8 at the start of the turn?
yeah, but yeah, you have to have 8 before taking the Don. So you
Oh,
have
yes,
to
so no next turn, the one after.
yeah
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
hmm Yeah, sorry, that's
That's
what I meant.
That's why
Still,
you need double ramp when going second and triple
mhm,
ramp when going first
first.
if you
That
want to
is.
have it on turn 4.
Mhm. That is quite challenging, the triple ramp, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why the deck likes to go second.
mhm. Okay, this is not looking too bad for on one either. We already have the Don Quixote Duffy, both Duffy and Rosinante there, so we are gonna get a lot of abuse of Don. Uh, huh. Both of
That
them on
bond
2 life
play,
is scary. Yeah,
that bond play can pressure a lot.
yeah, can copy big bodies here.
Maybe he rests it with the slow. What's the name? Slow beam, I think.
hmm
That's why he
Yeah,
took 2.
that does make some sense. Yeah, good catch there. Foxy Pirate Scouts making it everywhere, not only on Regio. Let me take a look at the list actually, but I know he was running a really high number of events, so obviously to
Yeah,
abuse
yeah, he
the
runs 2
powerful.
of them.
Mm. Um, Renee, could you maybe try and get the mic a bit closer to you? I'm hearing that
Sure.
our chat is not hearing you that high, basically. So it looks like I'm talking to myself a bit, and I do enjoy that, but mostly in private. I don't want it on stream.
Maybe I'm not here, it's the voices.
Ooh, I had not considered that. I'm broken now. Cool. Oh, look who we have on chat. It's ONx5 himself. How are you doing? Okay. I already explained it. I already explained it. Yeah, the most funny part about this whole thing is that we were both like on table 60 and 64 on the last round, and he saw me below his table, so he decided to take a video of me just being being lower than him on the last round. But I did manage to win that one somehow. Okay.
I like the spot a lot. He has like infinite cards in hand
Mhm. It's
and get
definitely a lot of pressure. Like basically, that sugar has been doing extra time, and Sangoro as well.
It's an interesting choice that he put Rosinante into life. I would have maybe thought he would put Sangoro into life.
That's fair. I I kind of like it because Rosinante does basically let you get to freedom on every turn, right? As opposed to the extra card. I don't think you like the extra card from Sangoro, obviously, but getting to Dawn basically means it's fairly easy to remove Sangoro. Sorry, to defend Sangoro or Rosinante if it's rested, right? So here you're just trying to make it a bit more uncomfortable for on one to get this. Okay, I'm gonna ask chat. What is this proxy this time? On
It's
X5,
pretty
please
sure
get back to
it's
me.
Katakuri blocker.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's Katakuri blocker. Also pretty strong with this. You're getting your Don backs for effects like uh, the events,
Yeah,
but
you
then in
do.
your turn.
You absolutely do get to abuse giants and Don minus even a bit more. Okay, seems like your volume is still a bit too low. Let's see if Jack can increase it somehow as well on production.
That I have the mic inside me almost.
I can hear you mostly fine. I think it might just be the stream itself. Uh, Jack, can you try right clicking on Rene and just changing the user volume? That might help you out.
I will
I
try to
will.
make it louder as well.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have you gotten the chance to play much with the category yourself? I know it's basically played on everything purple right now. Some people refer to it as the purple kid, pretty much.
Yeah, it's completely broken in blue purple Luffy. And purple Luffy it's also pretty strong. It's pretty strong into everything. It's just being able to restand it, having like it basically is like a second giant every turn because you have like an 8k block.
And then the giant. Yeah.
Basically basically saving you two cards already, being
Mhm.
8k.
Yeah, and it's really difficult to like do multiple swings around it unless you're one of the big mana decks, right? Sorry, I mean mana, but I mean ton. I'm way too stuck on my Magic the Gathering ways still. Okay. Ha, what do you think about the spot right now? Because we were on a really good one before the first big map, and now there's a lot more pressure involved.
Yeah, now it's looking a little bit rough. If the game takes for if the game goes on for too long, blue purple Luffy starts to outgrind almost every single deck in the game.
Mhm. Yeah, drawing two cards per turn, it's a bit too strong. And Osanji is getting you basically an extra one, right? Because you're playing it off the top of your deck. It just snowballs really, really quickly.
Yeah, drawing two cards and having Sanji in your deck is kind of crazy.
Mm.
And then being able to heal.
Yeah, it's a bit much. Uh, do we, I'm not really sure what the main focus should be for on one on this spot either, right? Because I don't think it's reliable to go for that rested body, but going at life is not going to make a lot of progress either with just these bodies. I guess it's alright to just go a bunch of eights, but uh, I would be struggling a bit. Obviously, swinging with category.
I think his connection went X5 as well.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It's maybe even worse. It seems like it dropped altogether. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. It might have been just the webcam. I do like his room though. Like nice choices there for a lot of lighting. Uh, okay, so we did take that life, obviously. Um, hmm, I don't mind. I guess we're back on playing with 12 Lumberton.
Gets to down back, gets to restand his category blocker. Yeah, having an 8k blocker that restands is kind of crazy.
I actually was lucky enough to open one on the pre-release yesterday, and it did feel like I was cheating every time I played it.
Yeah, in pre-release it's crazy. And he
hmm
also gets to get the Don back from Senior Pink.
Yep.
So now if he plays Giant, he will remain on 10 Don.
Yeah.
Technically would anyways because of the Dofi.
Yeah. I guess you could even like do giant on a different -1 event and
Yeah.
and remain there. I do like the package. I guess my only concern with it is that if you don't draw into the sugar, it's a bit more clunky as an engine than the usual straw hats. It'll be just a bit more consistent, right? Slow beam again.
Yeah, that event is very, very strong here. It's basically Bonnie leader ability.
Yeah. Uh, I really did not like those pre-releases where you could see two of this event on one deck and then play Bonnie as your leader and effectively nobody attacks ever.
Okay, he swings 9 at life. Yeah, you just take it. I mean, he has a lot of life and a lot of cards and a decent board.
Yeah. There's no interest in looking more than the first one. Huh. That exposes to Rush Luffy, I guess. Oh, oh my god.
No. That's quite a board.
I guess away goes Rocinante again.
Yeah, this time for sure.
And
Yeah,
we're back on 3 life. There's no lethal situation here, and that's a very scary board. I,
it's.
I guess you need to map a 2-turn clock right now.
I mean, he still has 4 cards in hand and 3 life, so you're far away from lethal here.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you're
not
also far away from surviving this.
well. I mean, you only get 6 swings ahead and you have 4 life, right? So if you have one event to save you and block with the category, you're kind of okay. Kind of like not great, but kind of okay. Um, so it shouldn't be that terrible, I
Maybe he can get
suppose.
back the slow beam again with Senior Pink.
Yeah, find another senior pink, slow beam, and just try to get two of those life out somehow.
Okay, another Rosinante. That works too.
Yeah,
Okay, swing 6 gets a 1k.
I'm guessing we're gonna go for an 8. Another 6. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Sebi
You,
deciding he had enough of this and just leaves.
he doesn't believe in the Don Quixote engine at all.
Yeah, he just left.
Okay, we definitely want to play that Rocinante just to keep the pressure up for next turn, right? So 5 Don are gonna go on that
Yeah, maybe he
next
does
swing.
swing 6-6 and then 2 big swings, like 10-10. This game
Yeah.
is on the clock. Basically, it's over in 2 turns, and then it's just whoever survives those 2 turns.
Oh, okay. I do get the feeling that might be um, the Red Rock to take that blocker away and steal the game. Well, not steal because it's very much on a clock, anyways. But
Yeah, if it was Gravity Blade, then you probably trigger it because you
Mhm.
have no. I mean, you could still use it on Rosinante and Senior Pink next turn, but I think that's not how you want to invest your Don.
no, Okay,
He
there
wants a
comes.
bunch of Don.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do get the feeling that was the Red Rock.
Okay, doesn't get to use leader ability now, though.
Hmm.
So I might have liked to just take it. Oh, I plays Queen
Ooh,
instead of Usnante. Yeah, that makes sense too.
that is. Yeah, that's definitely a good play. You do get two blockers now, so
Yeah, and the
even a
Don back
single
from Queen.
removal. Hmm.
Yeah, now he doesn't have leader ability because he used the Big Mom and Giant.
Okay, casting hand. Okay.
I mean, at this point, you just slam face. Or maybe you even try to go for board and not die, but then I think you just slam face.
Yeah, I agree.
It
I
depends what
think
he
he.
has in hand, but I wouldn't be surprised if he survives it if he just slams face.
Hmm.
Maybe he's
Or
going for senior pink. Yeah.
you do let that go. Basically, queen is the same as on your pink on board right now. If you don't have to use your queen blocker, you get to keep a 6k body anyways, right? So it's just making the choice for you.
Oh, he's trying to clear the Doflamingo.
Okay. Some technical difficulties. That, that is a bit scary, I guess. It's
Curious to see what he does, trying to clear the Doflamingo. What's in his hand? Maybe he's just gonna try to get rid of all his cards and then Red Rock one of the two big bodies.
yeah,
Because in that case, he can never lose.
yeah. He just leaves pretty much all done there, standing. Hmm.
I think he only plays one Red Rock, so does he?
Let me double
Yeah, he
check.
only runs one Red Rock, so I'm curious to see what he's gonna do now. Okay, his leader is a 4K now. No, it's a 3K now, I think. Yeah. When you have to play over your own 9 cost because you
That
have so
is
many.
definitely interesting. Huh.
Okay, Sebi not reading his cards. Now he reads his cards. He needs to put them on top or bottom.
Bottom,
Yeah.
actually. Huh. It's interesting. Oh, I guess you're definitely going to be uh, playing the giant next turn. So that Sanji doesn't really do you any favors.
Interesting. He leaves a lot of done.
I guess it might just be down to not wanting to attack because you don't want to expose yourself to another slow beam. Like after playing that Nami, he probably realized it was a bit risky, but I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Or he has a lot of gear 2s in hand. Oh yeah, and the Katakuri was still active, so he needed like he was a 3K leader, so yeah, he wasn't gonna swing over
Yeah,
Katakuri anyways.
no. I wouldn't have disliked actually just swinging leader into that sugar though. Earlier in the turn, before all the big swings.
Yeah, for sure.
That's six cards in hand. So I guess we're just pretty much on the same spot as the previous turn for on one. Obviously, it's easier to kill someone on one life than someone on three, but it's not quite an easy feat. We, huh?
He blocked with the Nami. Interesting. Maybe he's bricked up and just okay as a second Nami.
That's also bait, isn't it? We're gonna see a swing with sugar, please.
Okay, he's not bricked up.
Hmm. Nine swing with sugar.
Would be 10, isn't it? Yeah, it would be 10.
Oh yeah, sugar's
Yeah,
one
10
k.
is a clean number. I would go for it. No,
He is thinking about it.
looks like another category. Oh,
Okay,
oh,
there we
this.
go.
No, the sugar. I
Oh,
could have swung with it.
yeah. And here, pink.
He gets to grab the slow beam again and restand one down from the senior pink.
Yeah, which yeah, it's 100% happening.
You have the two down you need.
We get to restand category and recover one of them. Huh. We're nowhere near. I mean, I guess we did take a bunch of cards last turn. So, effectively speaking, it should be easier to go for lethal for Sevi if he decides to do that.
I don't
And we
think
have
he has
one blocker
lethal. Yeah,
resting.
he has 5 swings and needs to connect. Yeah,
Five. Yeah. And
5.
there's a blocker. Yeah,
So
not
6
quite
swings.
there.
He could play
So,
with not Swachi. I was like, where thinking about
I mean,
Queen.
he can play it. It's not going to do a lot.
I was thinking about Queen, and you can't get rid of the category. It's an 8
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah, there's not a lot. I mean, uh, yeah, but even if you do have Red Rock, it's not really
Yeah,
feasible.
he
And
doesn't
we
have
said
Red Rock left.
there's
He
a
only
single
plays
one.
one, pitched one,
Mhm.
and he needs to survive this turn because he's on 0 life. But we saw him pick up Giant, so he has a lot of survivability. Maybe even has like the 4th Big Mom.
Mm. That would definitely be quite annoying. Where is that going? Okay, fair enough. I guess Queen is still a blocker.
Yeah, if you're not going for game this turn, which is unlikely, you should get rid of Queen. Otherwise, it's gonna annoy you the next turn. And it's a potential swinger.
Yeah, you definitely want to get rid of that. But I'm liking on one's position on this point. Like Big Mom is gonna be annoying because it will remove one of the swingers, but you still have three fairly big bodies there. If everything goes to plan, right? Like
You
now we're
could
gonna,
block with Katakuri first and then use the event to counter out of that swing. But oh, I guess it was a Doflamingo again.
yeah,
He
that
really
was a
wants to
tough one.
grind the game, grind out the game. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would have went this direction, just trying to.
We're losing the smaller body. No, surely not.
Yeah, I feel like he has to go for game.
Yeah,
He
that's another Nami.
plays Nami again and then has Giant available too. but maybe with Usoachi, he can get there.
Mm. I mean, we are on no life.
Yeah, Usoachi, and then try to pull through.
Yeah, Usohachi definitely would be a gameplay here. Then how
Hmm?
big can we go? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just dies,
Mhm.
even with giants.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 10, isn't it?
Yeah,
So that's giant number one down to 6 cards in hand, I think. Oh, down to five. We
it's
were on
five,
six.
five. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah,
Giant
there's
number
a
two.
giant. Okay, he pitches the 1K for it, so he has a lot of counter.
Mm-hmm.
Pitches another 1K. Okay, but he has one down and 4 cards left.
Yeah. We have 7 down, a 5, and a 6 body, so we get to go 8, 10, I suppose. Yeah. Two Ks.
Okay, now he has to have 2K, 1K again.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh my god.
crazy. Yeah, but I still don't understand why Sebi played it this way. He had so much counter in hand through giants, and I guess some of the 2Ks he had previously,
Mm-hmm.
that he probably could have pushed for game a lot earlier and not made it that risky.
We need 5 swings in. Oh my god.
What could be
Do
helping
we
him
have a
here?
resting event?
Oh, it's just a draw.
Oh, draw a card. I see. That did get me hyped for a second.
I mean,
Okay.
his life does have a lot of counter, but he needs to guard out of 2 of the big swings, which seems unlikely with no down.
Yeah. Not even with the whole deck on the hand, I think. Huh. That was a good game. I kind of agree with you on going for both earlier seemed a bit unnecessary, but I guess.
Yeah, the small ones for sure, like Senior Pink and Queen, but I'm not sure if I agree on the swings at the Dofi. I mean, he
Mhm.
had a lot of counters, so if he knew he was gonna survive it, so I would have just pushed for game a
Life.
turn earlier. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily for game either, but they have to respect some of the swings, right? So if you just start with some of the swings at face, mm, there are some decisions to be made. Yeah.
yeah. If you swing at life earlier, he can't just play Doflamingo into Senior Pink without getting like punished for it.
Hmm. Is there any down distribution that would have been a bit better for on one on the attack? I think I liked the swings there.
Yeah, me too. I think that was good.
Yeah. I guess technically speaking, no, like he had 4 2Ks in hand. He could get of basically a 13K swing, right? So even if you put all 6 down um on Mr. Pink, that that was kind of it. Um, Maybe going for a 10 early on, sorry, a 12 early on rather than 10-10.
Yeah, it ends up being the same if you go 12 there. then maybe he gives you the two. Does he give you the two? No, he doesn't give you the two giants. And then he will just 2k, 1k, and giant. And then
Yeah.
you have two less done for the last swing, so that would be a six. And then that's also just one
Okay.
card. I think it ends up
Yeah.
being the same.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think whether it pressures more to see what happens with the second giant, basically, or starting with an eight instead. That's not gonna give you the giant, right? And it might make countering a bit more awkward. But in the end, if after the two giants he had four two guess in hand, I don't think there was a way to get out of it.
No, I don't think so. I think he was surviving this
Hmm.
regardless. So
It
no,
was a. It's a very balanced card. We're all happy. It's there and not banned or anything.
so balanced that Sebi only plays three of it for some reason.
Okay, so ONx5 is gonna decide who starts the game here.
Yeah, he will go second for sure. I would be surprised if not. Oh, I'm super. Okay.
You are surprised.
Okay. I guess. I guess I'm wrong.
It is quite interesting too, right? Because traditionally this list wants to go second, anyways.
It doesn't make sense at all, to be honest.
I think
It's
he might
like
just be not familiar with blue purple quite yet. He's been
he should
prepping
be
for
familiar with his own
minute.
deck, no?
He should, but he might be like ramp leaders are always kind of a bit scary to
I mean,
like
you can
figure
still
it
get
out.
there and do double. I mean, if he like takes life and has Bonclay, yeah,
Hmm.
then it works.
Okay.
But I think just straight up going second makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of a bit easier, but we'll see. Maybe he will answer on chat and explain a bit why he chose first. We might be missing tiny bit of it. No, but I do genuinely feel you just want to be able to drop those five costs kind of early. Okay, here's category again.
He plays five cards that make that five focused RAM cards. So going first seems really risky.
Yeah, I guess going second, you do get to play both the Sangoros and the Rosinantes there to get some extra value if you need to. And but you really don't want to be playing Queen because it stops your category play.
Yeah, but if you don't find any of the five like focused rampers you have in your deck going
Yeah.
first, then you're stuck on 7 Don doing nothing.
Hmm.
So that is really surprising to see. And yeah, it's strictly just better for blue purple Luffy to go second as well.
We are seeing a very aggressive start, punishing the event side build with just like a lot of big swings.
Yeah, it's not unlikely for blue purple Luffy to have to swing in like big numbers in the early game because the
Mhm.
deck doesn't really play anything besides ramp cards, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, you need to do
They
something with your extra done.
yeah,
Ramp swing, ramp swing.
yeah.
It is kind of interesting, right? Because the previous game was all about keeping those four life in lethal range, and now we are effectively in lethal range now.
And yeah, he gets out of this with two cards, which is fine. But just imagine this spot and he had 7 Don instead of 8. Game would
Yeah,
straight up be over.
that is
Yeah, now
true.
because he drew the double ramp, he can use his leader ability next turn.
Yeah, that is very fairly easy. Gear 2 is such a good card in this deck. Just
Yeah,
does
Kichu is
everything you need
crazy.
it to do. Okay, we're back on the search engine. We should be able to chain a bunch of events right now.
I mean, best case, yeah, he either finds this or Rosinante and then gets to play Dofi and Rosinante.
Mm-hmm. Are could you
Yeah.
please like stop predicting the future for a second? You're way too good at this. It's unnerving. Okay, so we have a full engine ongoing.
Yeah, the spot
Chance?
is great. The spot, like the bot state is great, but I'm still,
No.
still in shock that he went first.
Hmm. And now Sanji would be very scary in this spot, anyways, right? Like the advantage we had the previous turn is that your 5k squishy leader wasn't the target of any of the swings. That's not gonna happen now. I we're gonna go to 2 life probably after Lilin, which would be the ideal situation. But other than that,
I wouldn't hate 8 cost Luffy too if he plays it.
mm,
Bouncing
the Mister
the bonk play
Second,
instead of healing it to life
yeah,
to apply more pressure.
mhm,
But then that also means that Rosinante sticks on the board.
yeah, which means free value. Rush Luffy wouldn't be terrible either. Uh, I guess stick to what works. So away goes Rocinante. Ooh,
Pitches the Red Rock. Interesting.
uh-huh.
I think you do. He didn't heal anything. Okay.
Oh, we're keeping the
Interesting.
pressure instead.
Yeah, that's why I would have liked to have 8 drop Luffy, because then you don't have to heal your opponent, but you still get rid of
Hmm. The
the bonkley.
which is a terrifying body right now.
It's also interesting that he pitched Red Rock.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I agree with that. It does feel like it's kind of your get out of jail free card in case we start
Yeah,
seeing.
that in that game's state that he's in right now, it seems unlikely that that was his worst card in hand.
Mhm. He might be a bit bricked and needs to see more Sanjis or more um, top end, maybe. But this deck is definitely not okay. It's, uh, we haven't seen a lot of the events quite yet. So I suppose Mr. Pink has a limited range of options.
I mean, there's a giant in trash, so
Yeah, that's never a bad choice. Although I do like the looping of the Noronoros or slow beam sword. I think it is right.
yeah, they are very strong in this matchup.
Mhm.
So many big bodies on board that you get a lot of value out of them to the counter.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Okay, he plays another.
Oh,
Okay, there goes the bonkley.
yeah, taking anything else off the board would not be the smartest plan.
Yeah, it grabs the giant and then maybe he has one in hand already because he has 3 done now.
Yeah.
Gets one back from Ping, Senior Ping, 2 from Rocinante. So
Hmm.
maybe he already has one in hand.
Yeah, we also get to ramp on the attack for each one of the toffees if needed.
Yeah, so you could use both and not be
Use
too punished.
Yeah, you could use one giant and then use the other one if there's another attack, or just defer an attack altogether.
You get 2 done back, but you lose 3, so you're on 8, going to 10.
Hmm.
So yeah, you could use all of the events for free, basically. I think I don't like starting 6 because that just gives the free value of the slow
Which
beam
okay.
card.
Yeah.
Because that is exactly 2k counter.
Hmm.
So if you start like Sanji or something, then if he wants to use the rest event, he has to pitch something else. too.
Yeah, that is true. I guess. Oh,
Gives two 1Ks.
two 1Ks.
That is
That,
very telling.
yeah, very, very telling.
But a quick giant could fix all of that. Yeah,
There we
that's what's
go.
gonna happen.
Um, yeah, that's not gonna be doing a lot of work today.
Yeah, not much to heal here.
No, okay, I guess you can heal yourself, but that's not ideal. Okay, that's recovery of donkey shot number two. And now what?
He still has his blocker. Wait,
He does.
but if he didn't draw a 2K, then yeah. At least not
So
another Sanji.
yeah, that's a very big blocker. And
Yeah.
two done up.
Not blocking here is interesting. I could have just blocked 2K, but I mean, if he doesn't have a 2K, then it's a bit rough. And giving block 1K 1K is also not ideal.
Mhm.
He has a lot of swings though.
I
So
guess
we'll
it
get.
was just playing around the rush Luffy, right? That would be a 10 swing, so it will have made his hand a bit more
Yeah,
complicated.
but then you. I mean, then it's 10 at. But maybe at the blocker and then it's gone. But then you keep your life,
Hmm.
maybe. So it basically blocks two swings.
Yeah.
Because if you take life and then the rush Luffy swings 10 at you, then you still have to like block and give cards or let it die. But
Hmm.
you lost your life.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Do we have any means of resting this? Don't believe so, right? We only have Sahachi.
We cannot rest the 8 drop. Not in our turn, at least.
No.
He
So we're
does
gonna
get a
just
lot of value
power
out
up.
of his 6K swings because he has to counter them with 2Ks.
Mm.
Gave
Wow.
him, gave him three 2Ks for that.
We go. Oh.
Okay, 8. Okay, he had the
Hmm.
rush Luffy.
Yeah. So I think the block would have also been. I mean, we would be on the same spot, but no blocker. So you're right. It probably was a bit better to just block and get out of that one.
I mean, we would have one life in that. And then it depends on what he has in hand. Because now he has to play over something. And if the blocker, like if we got two swings out of the blocker, the 9 and the 10, then maybe that would have been better. Because now he's maybe gonna play another Katakuri, but plays it over the senior pink.
Hmm.
Still gonna be tough to survive it. He used
Yes.
how much stun did he use? Two. So if he plays Katakuri, he will get two back. So he only has giant or the rest event, not both. So maybe that's not what's gonna happen. Maybe he plays Queen again. Okay, blocks 2K 1K.
In over the Mr. Pink would not be terrible.
Yeah, and then he has a lot of counter in events, hopefully.
Yeah.
Sebi has to finish this turn, I think. I don't think Sebi survives another turn with like two cards in hand.
No. He's gonna go up to three. right? After drawing and
Yeah, and
using
4 with
leaderability and
leader.
playing
Yeah.
something. Yeah, like for minus whatever you play, I suppose, unless it's Nami. It's still not a great spot to be on.
But against this board, and you're just gonna get 6 6 6, and you can't use. I mean, you basically can't use giant, or have to use giant on a 6K swing.
I think that, yeah, you're right. Queen is probably one of our best options here.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's what's gonna happen.
there we go. We get to filter hand a bit. We get to dig a deep deeper for the Noro Noro.
Draw a bunch of 2Ks, hopefully.
Yeah, it is a terrifying space to be on as well, but you do have two blockers, so like you need one of the four swings to go through.
You have 5 Don and 2 blocker against 4 swings. But Usuachi could be coming down to get rid of Queen.
But we've seen countering with Usohachi at least once the previous turn.
He gave 2 last turn, I think. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's another one in his top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is.
Hmm. Okay, now event countering is gonna be where the game is at.
Yeah, now the Noro Noro beam or slow beam sword would be crazy.
So we effectively have three giants left plus one blast breath, right? So that's four radical beams or above. Two Noros, two Hydras that give minus 3000 to two bodies. And then everything else is just like regular countering.
Okay, swings 9. Okay, yeah, that's 2 down for the event
Or
to rest. And the best counter would be Hell's Judgment now. Because
there we
then you
go.
get to 10.
You get to 10 and you get to turn
Oh,
Kata
or this.
into. Oh my god.
Or this. And then rest the Katakuri.
And now you need another 2k. Oh,
Yes. So you're not dying this turn, and then Sebi has to find a way to survive, which probably does not exist after spending 3 don already. Yeah.
mm-mm. Okay, we're
Hell's,
going to game
yeah,
3.
that's nice. Hell's Judgment would have also been pretty good. Countering
Yeah,
all of
because.
the Sanji swing and then also reducing kata by 3.
Yeah. Either Kata or leader, I guess. Probably Kata, just to make
Yeah.
both bodies a bit less relevant, right?
Yes, I think so.
It's a bit crazy. We basically managed to go from no Noro Noro next previous turn to just find both of them with the help of Queen.
Yeah, maybe Queen was goated.
Mm-hmm.
Or he saved it for this moment.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, I'm not sure I would agree with that, but it is a possibility because last turn they have been very, very backbreaking as well.
Yeah, giving 2 cards was tough.
Mm-hmm. All right. Um, so we predicted wrong that on one would choose to go second. What did Sevi choose?
And he has to go second. There's no way.
I mean, we haven't quite berated him yet, but there is a very specific choice in his deck list that we probably should be uh, commenting on. So maybe he wants to go first as well.
In Sebi's deck list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a specific number of giants, I mean.
Oh. Yeah. I don't agree with it. Especially because he's like the point is that he's not playing four categories, so he can't always use it, I think. I think that's why he's not running four. I think you just play more categories then.
Yeah, I think that's how you fix that problem. I don't think playing
Think so.
less Gam Gam Giant is the choice for any purple Straw Hat leader.
Yeah.
While you're allowed.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
think.
we have not seen a pudding come down though.
But I guess Sebi is a Shanks player, so he doesn't know.
There's the hatred I wanted. ONx5 against a Shanks player. That's what we're commenting on today.
Deck building is he's used to just putting four Ailey's into his deck and his deck be done. Maybe you should do that with Katakuri too.
Yeah, and it does feel like that's the choice right now. There's not many easy ways to deal with Katakuri, and if you do, you're just gonna get Sanji into something else to come for you and punish you for it. So yeah,
Maybe he expected his opponent to be on Teach because he's playing two 8 drop Luffy's.
that is true. That's definitely a card that's been specifically designed to punish Teach. It's a shame. 8 Dawn is a lot for a Reiju deck, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, in Rager, I would play the 6 drop Luffy instead.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's cheaper and more affordable.
yeah. It's also more expensive though. But yes,
Yeah,
in
but we are rich.
we are.
You are. You could buy it for both of us. But yeah, say we choose to go second.
Yeah. Okay, so we are not gonna be berating him for that, just for the Giants for now.
But he's
Um.
gifted at drawing Bongley,
hmm
which he
I mean,
plays three
that's
of.
yeah. Better lucky than good. That's definitely one of the best skills in this game.
Because if he goes first and doesn't have it, what's he gonna do? Cry? Probably. I mean, he plays a really slow game in that case. Maybe even not taking his life and then just playing a 5 drop the turn after because going to 7 doesn't really do anything for him.
hmm
And he
I
plays no
guess.
4. Yeah, he plays no 4 drop. So if he doesn't see his ramp, I mean, no 4 drop, that's not ramp. So if he doesn't see his ramp and goes first, then maybe he just doesn't take life,
Yeah,
swings 8
just
and
swings
plays a
big.
5 and plays a 5 drop on 5
hmm
and then
Yeah, because
ramps on the turn after.
there's no interest on the 6, so I guess you just ramp to 9. But do you even ramp at that point? Maybe to have an event done up if you have a category?
As Pluffy,
Yeah,
I mean,
because
you
you'd
ramp
go.
to if you use leader once, you ramp once, and then you'll be on 8 when you should be on 7. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think you would
Yeah, no,
ramp
that makes
twice.
sense.
Yeah.
No.
So you swing 8 and then
8, 5,
you
8. Yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense. Okay, we're on Value Town this game.
swings. This time he doesn't ignore the sugar.
hmm
I think it makes sense to swing at it.
Yeah.
Your opponent has 9 down next turn, so you would have that 1 down for sugar. So yeah, you should respect the sugar for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna snowball a lot of value and find you some of the nicer cards.
Yeah, if he doesn't have his pieces yet, then
hmm
sugar would
And,
help it.
and the Flamingo is a fairly scary card for blue purple, right? Because it does net you a very big body to attack, plus uh, a friend to come with him, and lets you kind of recover some of them. So it's just doing everything on Luffy, well, on purple Luffy's plan in the matchup.
Yeah, at 9k and oh, I think it D-ramps his opponent.
Huh. That's
It is interesting because he wanted to gear 2 now to go to 8, so next turn he would be on 10 and use his leader.
Well, that's
And
not
now he
happening.
derams his opponent, so the 3 Don are just dead. I mean, you could gear 2, but it doesn't do anything. I mean, it gets him to
Mhm.
9, which is fine. But
Mm. But you don't get to set up Sanjay,
yeah,
which is
and
gonna be some trouble. Okay.
okay, instead of gear 2ing, he plays the body instead.
I'm not sure I like that.
I mean, I guess you kind of wouldn't expect your opponent to deal with the Zorojuro now. And then keeping the gear 2 in hand is more counter later on.
Mm-hmm. That's fair enough.
And then if you want to have 9 done next turn, you just swing 4.
Hmm.
And now you actually get rewarded for it because there's a sugar on board to swing 4 into.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that Scavenger is actually getting quite a bit of value with the sugar there.
Yeah. Okay, that health judgment was crazy.
Yeah, definitely did derail the plan quite a bit.
It slowed down him a lot. Now he
And
has
this
to
is,
have the body in hand that he wants to play, which it seems like he doesn't.
ooh, I was just saying before that we hadn't got a chance to actually see her in play because there wasn't a window. I guess when you cannot play big bodies, you might as well just be annoying. Uh,
But I
do you
think from the
miss her?
Pluffy side, you're still happy about it because if you didn't play the health judgment trigger, worst thing that could have happened was 2 9 costs, and
Yeah.
instead you got puddinged.
Mm.
So I think that you're still happy with this because now the only thing that might happen are 2 big swings.
Which is not that scary, really. I mean, it could steal the game, I suppose.
Yeah, true. You could try to go for game now,
Hmm. So we have for the left,
but
meaning we could go an
if he
8 and a
does it,
9.
then yeah, he's just gonna kill the sugar.
Yeah, just kill Sugar. Probably swim big into Sangoro as well. Or we could
I think he
go
maybe plays
live.
like a Nami if he has it.
Exit
Yeah,
live. It's okay.
he plays Nami. Yeah, that's a decent. I mean, that's not the best turn that he. Maybe not the turn that he would like to have, but it's a decent turn.
Okay, so we probably are gonna end up with 7 2Ks in hand, knowing Sebi. Uh, and we leave that up top. Is this an Usahachi turn?
Just trying to go for game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but I mean, you probably wouldn't get there, but you would get a lot of cards from him. I mean, maybe you could get there. His hand could be
We
bricked.
have
You should
three six,
expect that
three
there's
6Ks
a.
and a 9K and a 5K, right? So if we were to
Yeah,
play Usahachi, we had 7 left. That means 6 and 4 6Ks. So 4 7Ks and 2 done up. 4 7Ks and 9K and 2 done up to distribute. So 3 7Ks and 2 9Ks. You can get there with no
Sangoro.
blocker, right? You only need 3 to come in.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, in that case, I mean, if you wouldn't even. Yeah, you wouldn't even lose the Don from Musashi technically, because you can restand 2 of them with Rosinante afterwards. So going for lethal wouldn't even be too punishing. Because otherwise, if there was no Rosinante, then all of the Dons would be attached.
Yeah, we're just gonna be taxing hand instead.
Yeah, I think if you play another big body, you have two big bodies before your opponent even drops
Their
one,
first one. Yeah.
then you are in a very comfortable position.
First category is probably what you want to be seeing here, or a second Duffy. But like that's gonna be very taxing on your
Probably the
head.
second Dofi because the pudding is gonna swing into your Bonclay anyway, so playing over it is not like doesn't hurt too much. But both are fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
that
thinking a
looks
bit
very
more.
good now.
A Duffy. I mean, you do have a lot of done, but you might not have a lot of events really.
Yeah, picks up a 2K.
Yeah. Away goes. Huh.
Could be greedy and block it. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yep. And
I,
your
I,
opponent has to swing into it. So basically you got a 2K from that.
mm-hmm.
The only punish would be 9
More
cost Luffy
Luffy.
into your Sanji maybe. Because I don't think you're too afraid about taking the life. I
No.
think you
Five cards in hand. That's gonna be swing at Sangoro, right?
I mean, if he swings at life, then he should have a lot of counter in hand if he swings at life.
Mhm. He still is not blockered up and only has one done for giants and shenanigans.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad here. Swings at oh yeah, Orosinante makes a lot more sense.
Hmm. Do you like Rocinante more than Sangoro in these spots?
Yeah, I think so. Gives him more survivability.
Yeah, I suppose it just gives you a bit more if he's not going for lethal. But it does sound like going for lethal is probably the right thing to do right now, isn't it? So if you are attaching Dawn left and right, Rocinante is less useful than the extra card from Tangoro. Although
Yeah, but
I guess
maybe
if
with,
you
with Rosinante on the board, you don't have to go for game. Play another category. Maybe have like a lot of like. Then you have 4 Don, can rest one of his like 9 costs again with the event, and then have a giant.
yeah, yeah, that's fair enough. I
But without
guess
Rosinante, you are
kind of want to go for game.
probably forced to go for game. Okay, swings 9,
This giant bait.
maybe.
Oh,
So the yeah, so the issue is if you touch all Don, it's not unlikely that Sebi is gonna counter it. He has a lot of 2Ks in trash already, but
he does.
one giant, and then a few 2Ks. It's all it needs.
I guess you go 15-6 here, right? Just for card quantity.
Yeah,
Or 13. I don't dislike 13-8, I guess. Doesn't really make a big difference though.
you
Maybe
could
you go
start
the
the
8
6.
first.
Yeah, or you could start like some Sanji swing.
Yeah. I like 8 because it kind of puts more pressure on counter pre-giant and it's bad value from giant, right?
Yeah, or he has get 2 in hand, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's a bit that's a bit of a problem when playing against blue purple Luffy. If you swing 8, then he gets out of it with gear 2 very easily and with like a lot of value. And then if you swing like you don't want to swing 9 but you also don't want to swing 8, and you don't want to swing 7. So it's
Hmm.
like swing 6, swing 10. It's a
I
bit,
don't. Yeah,
yeah, because now the 8 is
I,
going to be countered.
I
One card.
don't hate that because that now means there's no giant, right? So unless everything is counter,
It's
like
5 cards, right? Yeah.
hmm
So, and he already used like 4 2Ks.
yeah, I think you just mash everything on Luffy here, right? 13 into 6, and we know there's no events to do shenanigans, so he basically needs um 4 2Ks or three two
What's
Ks to
happening?
once. He wants to. I think he's checking. They're checking their gazes to see whether whether Sebi's bluffing. Ooh, this must have been nerve wracking on X5. Ah, I really wish we could see the hand for the other options. You better show it at the end of the game.
I mean, I feel like now you don't have other options. I mean, maybe Queen and a few Don left. Because like Katakuri and no Don, that's not gonna make sense. Queen and like 3 Don could do something. But that's also why Rosinante on the board would be so good. Because then you could put more
A good
pressure and
pivot.
have Don.
Hmm.
Because then let's say we play Queen, you could still swing like 8 and have 2 Don. Okay, swing
There we
13,
go.
I guess. Okay, he's dead. It's not even close.
Hmm.
He has a 1K.
Yeah, that makes sense. He lied to me too. He said he lost, but they were fun games. He lied to me. He told me wrong. I'm gonna get you kicked off the league on one. Yeah, no, but I do think in this spot, like you
He has,
definitely go for it, right?
he had 2 of the rest events in the end, it seemed like.
Yeah, yeah.